Hello and welcome to this installment of Decal TV, your video update on everything that's happening here at the Georgia Department of Early Care and Learning. I'm Reg Griffin along with Carrie Ashby, and we are here at the state capitol where during this year's legislative session, the House and Senate unanimously passed House Bill 463, creating Decal's own nonprofit foundation. Governor Nathan Deal signed the bill into law and appointed Carrie as executive director of the Georgia Foundation for Early Care and Learning. And Carrie joins us here on Decal TV. Carrie, first of all, welcome to Decal. Not only Decal TV, but welcome to the agency.
Thank you, Reg. Thanks for having me.
Now, I know that you're no stranger to state government. Tell us a little bit about your background.
Yeah, so for the past 7 years, I worked for our governor, Nathan Deal. Shortly after he was elected, I started on his transition team. As of recent years, I was his deputy Chief of Staff of Operations, which is code for managing the scheduling team, the front office, helping the First Lady when she's at Capitol events and traveling with the governor. But most importantly, I was his assistant. And as my 92-year-old grandmother would say, I was his secretary.
They still use that sometimes. Grandma.
Yeah,
absolutely. What is that transition like for you? I'm curious to go from the governor's office, which kind of oversees all the agencies, to a specific agency. What's that been like?
Well, I'll tell you what, the transition was so smooth. Everybody at Decal was so warm and inviting to me. Everyone over at that agency is truly an expert in the field. There's lots of PhDs running around and master's degrees, and everyone loves what they're doing. So that's not a difference, but it was just a welcome, just like a welcome new home. Decal has a reputation of being the exceptional agency, and I felt that almost immediately. I came with a lot of respect and admiration for Commissioner Jacobs and really the agency as a whole because of the work that we all do. The one difference that I have to say is coming from the governor's office with about 50 people to an agency with nearly 500 people was slightly intimidating.
And growing,
And growing. I mean, always.
The PhDs kind of intimidate me a little bit, too, if they're out there watching now. So just so you know, you have to kind of, let us. Exactly. So let's talk about the foundation. This is interesting because you're starting from scratch. How do you feel about that?
Well, it's been really exciting. I jokingly call this a business startup with the most successful, the most confident angel investors you can get that will have my back. But it really is like starting a business. Everything from the board of directors to bylaws to websites, social media, logos, all of that is in the works. And sooner than later, hopefully, the IRS will be granting us with our nonprofit status so we can start raising the funds and distributing them to the worthy causes.
Now, for those that might not have followed this kind of thing, what does a foundation allow us to do that we wouldn't ordinarily be able to do?
So the foundation, the whole purpose of it is, for our foundation, is to raise funds from businesses here in the Atlanta area, but also from around the state. We give them an opportunity for it to be tax deductible, which is very important. These, I won't say specific organizations that we hope that will contribute, but that they want to give. They just don't always have the means to give to the state or a state agency, state entity. So this will give us the ability to streamline these funds so that I'm still on my own island, but people can make the correlation between Decal and our foundation, and we can do the most good by supporting early childhood education, really getting the word out, and of course supporting our teachers in the field.
And we know there are people, individuals, and companies that are philanthropic in their giving. A lot of times it's just making the connection with them.
Right, and they also want experts that know how to properly give the money. These Fortune 500 companies don't always know who the best point of contact would be in Forsyth County. They know that there's a need, but they really want to have a trusting organization they know can properly dispense the money to the proper folks.
You'll be helping them and identifying folks. And I guess if anyone who's watching knows of an organization or a company or a tie-in with a local group, you'd be the person to talk to.
That's right. And I'm actually, this opportunity of waiting for the IRS to grant us the nonprofit status, I'll be able to go out into our field, talking with the colleagues I don't see on a regular basis from around the state, and hopefully get their impact on what our needs are around the state.
Absolutely. And we've learned through the E3Zs and other organizations throughout DeKalb that there's interest all over Georgia. I know we tend to, because we're here in Atlanta, we tend to be Atlanta-centric, and we try not to be. But we know there are colleges, nonprofits all around the state who are really at the front line of early childhood education.
That's right, and we're here to support them. We want to make sure that our brand of the foundation is able to get out front in the next few months and do the most good with our resources that we have.
It's going to be exciting to see you kind of getting out there and meeting folks. In addition to expanding support and recognition of child care programs and educators, the foundation can help programs suffering from natural disasters. I know we've had some examples last year of tornadoes in southwest Georgia.
Right. So one of the main initiatives that the Commissioner and I have discussed is to have an emergency preparedness fund. This effort will really, just looking this past week with our neighbors over in Texas, the destruction that they've gone through with Hurricane Harvey, very similar to what Georgia experienced last year with Hurricane Matthew. What we saw as a need was the pre-K centers who may have had mangled playground equipment, or their roof was leaking and they weren't able to properly get back up and running because they weren't meeting the high standards that we at DeKalb have for these centers. So what we hope to do is open up get through that red tape, be able to help them immediately, because we all know that when kids are not at school or when centers are not open, parents have to then be at home and they're not able to go back to work too. So it's really a negative domino effect, and we're hoping to come through and help when they need it the most.
And I know we had a lot of folks in those programs reaching out to us, and we really didn't have the resources beyond just the norm to be able to help them.
Right. So we're hoping to just fill the need there and be able to come down there within 2 or 3 days, cut the check, get that center back up and running. The families that will be affected by that, it's just endless possibilities just to get that center.
Someone through the hurricane said something about help now, paperwork later. Maybe we can help them with that. Because
when these folks don't even have electricity, washers, dryers, have clean clothes, you really think that we're going to be able to fill out paperwork, scan it, fax it, what have you? They just have limited resources, and we want to be able to help them.
Also some fun things that we can do, Pre-K Week and Pre-K Teachers of the Year and those sorts of things.
Right. So from the outside, looking into DeKalb, those are the two of the main programs that I knew that you guys did, because the First Lady was heavily involved with it. And so we're looking forward to that. I'm hoping that this foundation will be able to really highlight that, give it a lot of attention in the media, get some kind of celebrity type folks in to be able to really draw the attention on these teachers, because they're with our children all day long. As a mother of a pre-K student, I'm just always just indebted to these teachers, and I know they're not doing it for the money, or sometimes even the insurance. They're doing it because they love our children. So I hope to bring attention to our workforce, and also maybe the problems that go along with our workforce, so that we can continue to keep these teachers, have the teacher retention.
We always like to ask our guests on the program, how can our folks who are watching this help you do what you're going to be doing for the foundation?
Okay, well, I've got our website up and running. It is GAGeorgiaEarlyEd.org. With everything in state government, I have to say this. Before I came on board, we had the name and the vision that was passed statutorily by the General Assembly. Everyone loves acronyms in state government. This acronym was not the best. So instead of using an acronym, we decided to go with Georgia Early Ed. So you can look through that. The page will be, we'll be having new information up and running at all times. Our social media is going to be big. That's where we hope to keep pictures coming, get everybody energized. You'll be seeing our new logo. Our new logo is...
I think we can show that now if you'd like to show it.
Yes. I'm really proud of the final result. I wanted it to be simple and clean because I wanted it to appeal to the business community. A lot of times we have juvenile, fun logos, but for this particular logo, I wanted to appeal to the business community because that's where we're going to be getting a lot of our money. But I did want it to blend with our Georgia Pre-K logo as well as Right from the Start. So we used a lot of those similar colors. But I think it's easily identifiable and therefore will have hopefully an easy way to blend it.
Now, right now, you have a relatively small board. Tell us about your current board.
Yes, so I think that everybody knows one of our board members, which is the commissioner. She will serve as the chairman of our board. So we just had our initial board of directors meeting, which included Katie Childers, the policy director for the governor's office. So the three of us met and we simply adopted our bylaws, really just to have the organization structure in the forefront. So we adopted that, we adopted our logo, and then we were able to send it off to the IRS, and hopefully we'll be hearing back from them very soon. At that point, we're going to be meeting with our potential board members. These folks came recommended by Governor Deal when the commissioner and I sat down with him last month to meet. He has some great ideas. It's going to be made of 15 people, 15 members. Half of them are experts in the field of education. The other half are going to be hopefully private business owners, as well as corporate business folks too. So it will be, like I said, it'll be a robust board, and hopefully we'll have a good mixture to raise a lot of money.
We're excited about having you here at DECAL. We're excited about the new board and everything the foundation's doing. We're almost out of time, but I can't let this opportunity pass without asking you about an amazing opportunity you had yesterday. We're taping on a Tuesday. Yesterday was Monday, and just like every other day at the office, you dedicated a statue for a civil rights icon and native son of Atlanta, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. You were in charge of that whole project?
Well, I was the chairwoman of the Capital Arts Standards Commission, and we were given the opportunity to interview the artist, choose the artist, and really oversee the project of erecting a statue honoring Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Yesterday was probably the proudest moment I've had in my career. I was really impressed with the statue team that came together to get this project done. It took about 3 years, the fundraising that went in to that. But honestly, the folks that came out yesterday, we had over 2,000 people, just ordinary citizens coming to honor this man. And it really did it brought tears to my eyes because it was just a great day for Georgia. We showed the nation how to properly honor a hero. And I just think that we should all be really proud of ourselves.
And you ordered up amazing weather for an outdoor event.
I couldn't believe it. I mean, it felt like the best day of fall football. Yeah. We had 15 to 20 mile per hour winds, 10 o'clock, partly cloudy, and an hour ceremony that just went off peacefully, and I think it was just a very moving ceremony.
You have a lot to be proud of, and congratulations on all of that.
Thank you.
Come down and see the statue if you haven't. If you haven't been in Atlanta lately, come on down and see. Carrie, thanks for being with us today.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Greg.
Look forward to talking to you again soon as things continue with the Georgia Foundation for Early Care and Learning. We've got updates from other DECAL divisions. That's next here on DECAL TV.
Children are our greatest resource. That's why we're reminding child care programs and families to always look again. 10 minutes is all it takes for the inside of the vehicle to reach deadly temperatures. So every time you get out of the car, check the front and back and then look again. Make sure the car is locked, even in your driveway or garage. And if you ever see a child left alone in a car, call 911 immediately. We can save lives if we all look again!
And we're back here at the State Capitol on this edition of DECAL TV. Briefly from other DECAL divisions, DECAL joined the Governor's Office of Student Achievement in awarding approximately $2 million in early language and literacy classroom grants to 50 infant and toddler classrooms across the state. These state-funded grants will help implement strong language and literacy instruction for children at the earliest and most critical years of life. According to findings from a recent study, students in Georgia's pre-K program continue to exhibit positive outcomes through the end of first grade across all domains of learning. The report is part of a multi-year evaluation of Georgia's pre-K program by the Frank Porter Graham Child Development Institute at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. DECAL commissioned the multi-year comprehensive evaluation in 2011 at the request of the Georgia General Assembly. The study began with a sample of 1,169 students who participated in Georgia's pre-K program during the 2013-2014 school year. We will follow them through their third grade year in 2017-2018. Well, speaking of school, it's now underway for over 84,000 four-year-olds attending Georgia's pre-K program. The voluntary lottery-funded pre-K program has been recognized as one of the top programs in the nation based on quality standards, teacher qualifications, and enrollment. This school year, the program is celebrating its 25th birthday, and for this school year, DECAL awarded 19 new pre-K classes, 38 expansion classes at existing programs, and 3,794 continuation classes, for a total of 3,851 classes, serving 84,722 children. Follow us here on DECAL TV for more information on special events being held this year to celebrate Georgia's pre-K 25th birthday. The transition team for Georgia's CAPS program hopes to complete the move of the CAPS eligibility function from the Division of Family and Children's Services to DECAL by the end of this year. The team, led by Assistant Commissioner for Federal Programs Elizabeth Casper and Deputy Commissioner for Finance and Administration Ray Higgins, has begun an accelerated transition plan which includes hiring over 100 new staff, providing assistance, managing the workload of existing CAPS employees at DHS, and a new rapid registration process to help the process of new applications more quickly and efficiently. That's it for this installment of DECAL TV. Send us your questions or suggestions for future programs. The email is decaltv@decal.ga.gov. Until next time, I'm Rich Griffin. Have a great day.